A year ago, I was a stressed out workaholic. Today, I'm not. So what happened? I started doing one thing every day which, well, it was almost like flipping a switch. Let me take a step back. You already know what you should do to be happier, right? Get off social media, eat well, exercise, be present with your family. So why aren't you doing it? Knowing something and doing it are two different things, right? Well, I found a way to fix this problem. This is a daily practice that once you master it will close the gap between what you know you should do and what you actually do. This practice can easily double the quality of your productivity, health, and relationships. Hi, I'm Tom Crosshill, and a year ago I was doing great professionally. I had published books, built 2 successful companies, spoken on a lot of big stages, influenced a lot of people, and reached financial freedom. But my personal life sucked. I spent my evenings and weekends worrying about work. I yelled at my kids and fought with my wife. Today, things are different. I'm not gonna pretend my life is perfect, like I walk on clouds, never worry about a thing, never raise my voice, and have the body of a Greek god. But compared to a year ago, it is pretty different. Worries about work or politics or climate change rarely stress me out. Most evenings I really connect with my kids. While I'm yelling at them, I can't say it never happens, but it's a lot less. I've cut down on sugar and I'm getting exercise, and my business is doing better than ever. And it took one change to make this all happen. I started taking half an hour for myself every morning. I started doing a specific, carefully structured morning ritual, which consists of 3 key elements. Morning rituals get a bad reputation in some circles. Celebrity stories about waking up at 3 a.m., taking an ice bath, running 10 kilometers, and meditating for an hour can be unrealistic for normal busy people, especially if you have kids. A lot of these stories are just Instagram fairy tales. Besides, it could be dangerous to think that you need a morning ritual to be successful. Then it becomes just another excuse. I don't have time for a morning ritual, so I can't succeed. Obviously, that's not true. But look at it this way. A morning ritual is simply a procedure to prepare for your day. At soccer practice, you warm up before you play, right? If you don't, you're not going to perform at the top level and you might get hurt. Well, a good morning ritual is an organized, high-quality warm-up for your mind, heart, and body. It helps you perform at your best every day. Back in college, I got licensed as a nuclear reactor operator. I attended Reed College in Portland, Oregon, and Reed has a small research reactor operated by students. It was a really cool experience. I just loved to see the reactor glow underwater with what's called Cherenkov radiation, for example. I got a real kick out of operating the reactor console and raising and lowering control rods, and knowing that I was unleashing this crazy, invisible atomic chain reaction at the touch of a button. But in some ways it was also pretty dull, because every day at a nuclear reactor is organized around checklist after checklist after checklist. There are checklists for startup, checklists for shutdown, checklists for maintenance, and checklists for every imaginable process. Why? Because even if you're a trained, knowledgeable expert, ignoring procedure and relying on your expertise to operate a nuclear reactor quickly leads to disaster. Just ask the guys who ran Chernobyl. The fact that you know all the right things to do isn't enough. You have to make sure you actually do them every single time in the right order without messing it up. That's why you have checklists and procedures. The morning ritual is your own startup checklist. It's a fantastic tool for closing the gap between what you know you should do to improve your life and what you actually do every day on a regular basis. Without a morning ritual, your life won't go into meltdown, at least I hope. But keeping up any kind of discipline long term is harder. You forget things, you skip things, you delay things, you say, I'll just do that when I have more time, and your goals can drift slowly out of reach. Have you ever had the experience where you make a New Year's resolution to work out or eat healthy or learn a new skill or whatever, and the first few weeks you're full of enthusiasm, and then slowly you get distracted by life, and a few months later you've forgotten all about it? That happens because you don't have a regular procedure helping you correct your course and bring you back in alignment with your goals. In other words, the power of the morning ritual isn't that half an hour every morning magically changes your life. The power of the morning ritual is that half an hour every morning makes the other 15 and a half waking hours of your life twice as focused, effective, and enjoyable. Okay, so morning rituals can be fantastic, but what are the 3 key elements that should be part of your morning ritual? My version is inspired by my mentor, Stephen Barnes. He's a great writer, martial artist, and life coach. I recommend visiting his website and checking out his books and courses. You can find the link in the description of this video. I'm not exactly copying Stephen's morning ritual, but his approach is my main inspiration. So, a key framework that I learned from Steve is that a great life rests on 3 pillars: heart, mind, and body. Heart, that's your emotional life and your relationships. Mind, that's your professional life, your mission, your accomplishments, your influence on the world. And body, that's your health and fitness. Steve's key insight is that these 3 pillars are connected, so you need to take care of them together, not separately. Here's how that applies to the morning ritual. In your ritual, you don't just think about your plans for the day. You don't just exercise your body, and you don't just meditate or do gratitude exercises. Your morning ritual should include all 3 of these aspects. First of all, the ritual is physical. You're gonna move through it, and you're gonna talk out loud. You can choose how you move, that's up to you. It can be walking or running, it can be dancing, it can be yoga. I know Steve Barnes does Tai Chi sequences, but you've got to move your body. When I started out, I used dancing. Today, I walk in the park, but I don't just walk. I'll do little runs, I'll hop and skip, I might do some jumps if I feel like it. I don't care if I look like an idiot. I use the morning ritual to remind myself that I'm not just a thinking brain trapped in a meat cage. I'm a physical animal. I'm a monkey in a costume. I'm alive, and it's great. There are so many benefits to this. Research shows that you actually think better when you're moving. And then, of course, physical movement releases endorphins and has mood boosting and depression reducing effects. And finally, it's just super helpful to get 20 minutes or half an hour of mild exercise every morning. Even when I do no other cardio, that keeps me in decent shape. So you do your morning ritual while moving, and you talk out loud. Thoughts are fast and fleeting. They come and go, and they lack substance. If you want to influence your own psychology more powerfully, move your tongue, move your lips and mouth, speak out loud, be physical. Alright, but what do you actually say? Well, I break up my morning ritual into 3 parts. First part, self-improvement. Second part, gratitude. And third part, clarity. So first, I calibrate myself for self-improvement. I start by speaking one of the oldest mantras in the self-improvement field, originally created by the Frenchman Émile Coué. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I say this aloud 5 or 10 times in a row. When I started doing this, it felt embarrassing. I'm not a magical thinker. I believe that books like The Secret about how positive thoughts alone can cause changes in your life are bullshit. So I complained to Steve Barnes about this. I said, well, listen, obviously I'm not actually getting better and better every day in every way. I mean, that's just not true. And Steve said, well, awesome. Now you know that there's a voice inside you that's lying to you. What is that voice, and why is it doing that? Hearing this kind of knocked me off balance. I realized, you know what, Steve's got a point. I've got this internal belief that is not serving me. Look, you can argue all day why it's not, strictly speaking, true that you're getting better and better every day. Or you can look at life through a different lens and see every setback or difficult day as a stepping stone to improvement. If I let myself accept that I'm not getting better every day, then I will look for evidence to support this and basically give myself excuses for not improving. But if I choose to believe that I am getting better every day, then I will look for evidence to support this, and I will find the positives in even the most difficult situations. So that's why I start my morning ritual by saying out loud every day in every way I'm getting better and better. And I don't just say it, I look for the evidence. I think back to the previous day and consider the 3 areas of my life: heart, mind, and body. I look for things that I did well in the previous day, even if it's something really small in a day that otherwise sucked. For example, that I gave my son a big hug, or that I ate a healthy salad for lunch, because these are positive things that I want to pay more attention to and do more of going forward. And I remind myself that if I improve even a tiny bit in each area of my life every day, over time that's gonna compound to huge changes. And that keeps me motivated every day to look for opportunities to improve one small step at a time. It also helps me stay strong when I make mistakes or have a bad bad day because I get better at seeing the positive in this. So that's the first part of my morning ritual. I put myself in the mindset for self-improvement. The second part of my ritual is weaponized gratitude. If you know anything about happiness research, you know that feeling grateful is associated with greater happiness and reduced stress in our lives. Google it for 5 seconds and you'll find articles from reputable sources such as Harvard Medical School and University of California, Berkeley. If you regularly count your blessings, you're going to be happier. But in fact, you can even go a step further. You can use gratitude to supercharge your motivation to succeed in every area of your life. I call this approach weaponized gratitude, and here's how it works. You start by learning to feel grateful. Every morning, as the second part of my morning ritual, I go through a list of everything that I'm grateful for in my life. For example, I say out loud that I'm grateful for my children. Every day I say out loud that I'm grateful for my son Raul and for my daughter Sibi. I let my body feel the love I have for them. I remember how I felt when I first held them in the hospital, and I try to re-experience that every day. When you're caught in the daily grind and your kids are acting out and not doing their homework, or not eating dinner, or not cleaning their teeth, or not going to sleep on time, you get frustrated and you yell at them and your blood pressure shoots up and it's no fun for anyone. But if you take the time to feel grateful for your children every day, that makes a huge difference, both for your happiness and for your relationship. So as part of my daily ritual, I take the time to feel grateful for my children, for my wife, for my parents, for my mentors, for my team, and the other people who matter in my life. That's great for my happiness, and that's great for our relationships. Then I take the next step and weaponize this gratitude to get motivated. For example, while I'm still feeling all that gratitude and love for my children, I remind myself that I want them to be happy and well-adjusted as they grow up. So I need to show them a good example. Because I tell myself this while I'm feeling emotional, that gets me super motivated to improve my behavior around my kids. I also tell myself that I want to be strong and healthy so that I can be there for them for many years. I want to be able to pick them up and play with them and do sports with them and with their kids too. And that motivates me to eat well and exercise. Finally, I tell myself I want to be a great dad because when my kids are 80 and talking to their grandkids about their life, about their memories of me, I want their eyes to light up and I want them to say, "Oh, Daddy was the best." That's an idea Steve Barnes gave me and I just love it. It really speaks to me on a deep emotional level. And because it does, it's super powerful in actually changing my behavior on a daily basis. But you don't have to have children to benefit from feeling grateful. You can do the same thing with anyone or anything that you're grateful for. If you're grateful for your parents, you can think about how you want to take care of them and help them financially. And that can be super motivating for working on your career and making more money. If you're grateful for your spouse, you can think about how you want them to feel wanted and appreciated and happy, and you can use that to up your contribution to your relationship. If you're grateful for your mentors, you can use that to get motivated to pay it forward, to have a great impact on other people's lives through your professional success. Love and gratitude are powerful motivators, so use them. Take the time every day to be grateful for the people who matter in your life. Even if they're not perfect, even if they frustrate you or stress you out sometimes, take the time to be grateful and then think about the difference you could make in these people's lives. Think about what it would mean to these people if you get healthier, or manage your anger better, or improve your skills or productivity, or make more money, or launch a successful business, or whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life. That's gonna help you stay motivated every day so that your big resolutions in life don't just fade away after a few weeks, like the typical New Year's resolution to go to the gym, but they keep going strong day after day for months and years. So that's the second part of my morning ritual. It's weaponized gratitude. Before I move on to the third and final part, let me just encourage you to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell. I'm Tom Crosshill, and in this channel I talk about life hacks, investing, personal finance, and entrepreneurship. So if any of these topics are interesting to you, sign up for notifications and don't miss my next videos. Alright, but back to our topic. So finally, as the third part of the morning ritual, I finish up by seeking clarity. I review what I'm doing with my life at a big picture level. When you're at the office or at home with your family, juggling 100 responsibilities and tasks and meetings and deadlines, it's easy to lose sight of the forest for the trees. We get so super busy, so productive doing stuff that we forget to ask, am I doing the right stuff? As Warren Buffett pointed out, sometimes it's not how hard you row that matters, it's are you in the right boat? So every morning I check that I'm still in the right boat, and if the boat is going in the right direction. I make sure that I haven't forgotten what I'm trying to accomplish. For example, I might say this to myself: for health and fitness, I'm gonna eat well and move my body every day so that I can stay strong and healthy and enjoy life with my family for many years. That means that today I will avoid sugary snacks and I will exercise in the evening. For relationships, I'm gonna be present and kind and loving and make the lives of my loved ones better. That means that today I won't automatically say no to everything my kids ask me. Instead, I will respond with, let's talk about that. For work, my goal is to scale my business so that I can help millions of people across the world. And by doing so, build up the capital to take care of my family for generations to come. That means that today, about every task that I do, I will ask, well, does this move the needle or is it busy work? So that's the final part of my morning ritual. I get clarity on where I'm going with my life and I set some priorities for the day ahead. And because this is happening immediately after the first two parts of the ritual, after my self-improvement review and after feeling a lot of love and gratitude, it's a very motivating exercise. After this part, I'm clear on my goals and I'm pumped to get going. So I wrap up the ritual by saying out loud this: I'm ready to face the day. And then I'm done. That's it. That's my morning ritual. It's been literally life-changing for me and I can't recommend it enough. No, my life isn't perfect now and I'm not always happy or stress-free. There are days when I feel down and occasionally I do still fight with my wife or yell at my kids. But ever since implementing the morning ritual, my baseline happiness is way higher and I'm just enjoying life a lot more. And most importantly, my relationship with my family has been a lot better. So I'm a big believer. Now, you don't need to copy my ritual one for one. There may be parts which feel wrong to you, and there may be something else that's important to you that you want to include in your own ritual. Or you can go seek out Steve Barnes and learn from his ritual, because he's been thinking about this stuff way longer than me. Check the description of this video for some links. But whatever you do, I wouldn't miss these essentials. Get physical. Make sure you're talking out loud. Don't stay trapped in your head. And make sure your ritual includes both heart, that's love and gratitude, and mind, that's planning, setting goals, and priorities. If you touch all these elements in a systematic way every day, day after day, then your life is going to change. That's a promise. So try it and let me know how it goes. Come back and leave a comment in a week or a month or a year. I really want to hear about your experience. But for now, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.